On the third day, Gimel of Tamuz, we've got all the answers. Since the words listen and silent have the same letters, to be able to really listen, we need to silence the thinking static in our heads. Let's breathe out to clear the lungs. Breathe in through the nose. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly and forcefully breathe out through your mouth. Again, breathe in through the nose. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly and forcefully breathe out through your mouth. And one more time. Breathe in through your nose. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly and forcefully breathe out through your mouth. God, thank you for granting me the serenity to accept Geula redemption here and now as the only true reality, for giving me the courage to change my Galut exile duplicity mindset to Geula unity consciousness, and the wisdom to know how to publicize this truth of unfolding redemption to the world, as the prophet of our generation, King Moshiach, also known as Lubavitcher Rebbe, asked of me. Quick recap of my previous video. On the 28th of Sivan in 1991, King Moshiach announced that God needs the participation of every living Jew to agree, will, and proclaim not only that the time of the redemption has arrived, but that Geula is already here. In this clip, you see and hear a living example of publicity of announcement of redemption. The messenger from God, King Moshiach himself, telling and showing us what to do and how to do it. Nevertheless, several days passed by and there was no adequate response, no following in the leader's steps, and until today many, if not most, are still looking for answers how to fulfill those simple instructions. And just as our Holy Torah says that the cure is given before the disease, the answer was given immediately after, at the next public gathering exactly on the third day Gimel of Tamuz in 1991. The same King Moshiach made another stunning announcement, answering our states of confusion and being stuck. One might still raise a question, as others have done: what will be the world's and the nation's response to the Jewish efforts at disseminating the wellsprings to the remotest reaches, in an effort to hasten the true and complete redemption, since they do not understand what all this means? Granted, these efforts are noble and sublime, but one might object, we have to consider the world's reaction. The answer to these questions is: the world is ready and completely receptive. When a Jew performs his work properly, transcending all limits and constraints, and simultaneously channeling these efforts within the parameters of nature, he will see how the world, nature, and the nations of the world will assist him in his work. This is particularly true now that so many of the impediments are no longer here. The time has thus arrived that, notwithstanding the need for the supernatural changes, the miracles and wonders of the true and complete redemption, these supernatural energies permeate the nature of the world itself, so that the world itself assists the blossoming of the redemption. End of quote. Straight, clear, and practical answer to our doubts, fears, and reservations regarding publicity of the prophetic and joyous announcements of redemption. When you trust God and His messenger, King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe, by simply following those clear instructions, you will see that Moshiach kvar ba, בשירה ובזמרה, משיח כבר בא, משיח כבר בא. איזה כיף בגאולה, redemption here now, גאולה פה עכשיו, redemption here now, גאולה פה עכשיו, משיח уже пришел, освобождение привел, Мошиах כבר בא, משיח כבר בא. בשירה ובזמרה, משיח כבר בא, משיח כבר בא. איזה כיף בגאולה, redemption here now, גאולה פה עכשיו, redemption here now, גאולה פה עכשיו, משיח уже пришел, и геулу привел.